You're watching Thrifty Kaniffy. Hello everyone and welcome to Thrifty Kaniffy. So if you guys are not familiar with Jolly Peanut, he has created a series of videos for Fridays called Fun Knife Friday. So make sure you go check out his channel, and I'll provide a link here that you can follow and have a look around. And Jolly creates all sorts of different types of knife videos, modern and traditional. Also, he's into, bushcrafting and hiking, and really just having a good time with his puppy dog, Peanut. And he created this series of videos called Fun Knife Friday, and I think this fits into that theme. And so I'm going to show you a knife that typically doesn't get showed on the channel, something a little more novel and a little less serious. But this one is a knife by Magnum, which is a brand of Boker, their budget brand. This is model number 01MB483. Comes in this tin, an embossed lid there, and you can see molded into some foam, and just a nice little tin. But what this is the Boker Magnum Ibycus. 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 And it's Japanese themed with this crane on it, or perhaps a heron or egret, I'm not exactly sure, but very long, elongated type of bird. And I just thought it was really very kind of classy looking, and I'm a big fan of these style of birds. I live in an area where these are often viewed near lakes, and they're just the most elegant bird, and I really enjoy watching them whenever I have the opportunity. And so I kind of have a soft spot for these style of birds, and I saw this knife and I was like, well, this is definitely not the type of knife that I normally buy. It's not traditional. It's more of a modern style knife, but with some, definite Japanese style theme going on here, as you'll see with the blade as well. But we've got like stainless handles here. They're nice and thick, and these are really beefy. This is a very weighty knife, not really one I would ever want to carry. For a couple of reasons. One, the clip I don't like. The blade is a tanto blade, which isn't the most practical. But mainly just because I don't want the handles to get scratched up, because that's primarily why I bought the knife. But you get this tanto blade, and you can see Boker Magnum there with the two-tone blade, the black coating on the bottom edge of this tanto blade, and you got this hollow grind down here, which is real. You can really feel, that concave nature of that grind on the bottom. Now this knife out of the box is super dull. I was not impressed with the sharpness of it. I couldn't even cut paper with it. So I would have had to have, sharpened it, and it just wasn't a knife that I ever intended to carry. So this was more just for, as showpiece. And, I'm not a big fan of moderns anyway, but it has a nice lockup and good assisted open. I think this was like $15, so it wasn't expensive at all. But there again, I just bought it for the handle, and on the back, it's just plain. But it has sort of a like a screened finish on the top of the metal. It's painted and then screened or something. So it does provide some pretty decent grip. And, it is a full-size handle. It's pretty comfortable, actually, the grip. But, again, I think the coating would probably start coming off on the blade, and it's not sharp, and it's not a very practical blade shape, it being a tanto. So this was just, a curiosity and a more of a novelty. The reason I got this, and wasn't something I was really going to show on the channel because doesn't really fit with the typical style knives that I show on the channel and ones that I recommend. This is just a personal choice, and so, you know, for that reason, I'm just kind of throwing this in here for the Fun Knife Friday. Get this gold hardware on here too. Again, it's just sort of a strange piece because it's got like a Japanese theme and it's a German brand and it's got a weird name, Ibycus, which is from what I could tell just a Greek poet from like 540 BC. So I can't make any connections with this knife. I don't understand why it's a German knife with Japanese themes and styling and then has a Greek poet's name. So just kind of an odd clash of styles that I never really understood, but I do like the crane on it, or the egret, or the heron. I'm not exactly sure what species it is, but all the same, it's a real elegant bird, and I really like the handles. And I do like the look of a tanto blade. I just don't think that they're very practical. But this is a nice flipper, has really good action and closes pretty smooth, and can operate that with my right hand pretty easily. So yeah, just an interesting piece, and one just to look at in the collection, and not one to really carry. It is super heavy. I'll give you guys an idea. This has got to weigh close to what a buck 110 weighs, which is like 7.3 ounces. I'm gonna guess it's slightly less than that. Maybe I'm gonna say 6.9. Oh, I was off. All right, so 5.1 ounces, but it's pretty hefty, and those scales, the sides, I mean, they are beefy. All right, and you can see the lockup on it, pretty solid. So all that mechanism works really well. I really like the release on it. It's really good for a liner lock. But yeah, this is more of a right-handed knife too. Me being left-handed doesn't really work out. Pretty difficult to try to close this. You can do it. All right, left-handed, but much easier to do right-handed. But there you go, guys. Boker Magnum Ibycus. Ibycus. I always have to think about how to pronounce that, but it's the Ibycus. Ibycus. Greek poet. Elegant heron bird. Japanese style tanto blade on a modern traditional flipper liner lock. Weird, but I like it. Just not for practical use. Alright guys, that's going to do it for me. Hope you enjoyed the review. And thank you, Jolly Peanut, for introducing us to this new series of videos. And I hope to participate at least in a few more of these. I don't have a whole lot of knives that kind of fit this theme, but I do have a few more. So we'll see a couple more of these videos. Alright guys, that's going to do it for me. Take care.